Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a little talk on marriage and connecting with family and how the family network should be. And I think there's these huge dynamics out there now, like about men saying like, this is how you should treat women, or I've seen a couple videos and I think they're inspiring. They're good. It's like this man saying, I bought flowers not because I was in trouble, but because I wanted to show my girlfriend that I valued her and that I was thinking of her. And that's why I bought her flowers. Yet all these guys are like, what'd you do wrong? And this guy was thinking, I didn't do anything wrong. You have your values messed up if you think that you're only going to give flowers to get something or you did something wrong. That woman doesn't want those flowers for that. And so it's good, or seeing men like cooking breakfast for his kids or something. And women are like, oh my gosh, I wish my husband would do that. Now, women, tell me, if you went and told your husband, hey, I need you to cook for the kids, or you should want to cook for your kids, how well do you think that would go over? And some of you would be like, nope, wouldn't go over in my home. Or maybe you don't even trust them. You're like, oh, nope. But here's an important thing in a dynamic that I think, how do we fix this? How do we get back to this idea or a new idea of how we should help each other? And that's the fact that it's not women's or men's work, it's that we're a team. And I love when in a good dynamic. The reason why I love volleyball is it is a team sport. And I have always believed that we win together and we lose together. And I've always been naturally a good coach, and kids love me for some reason. They gravitate to me. And what I thought is like, these guys that are on our team are way better volleyball players than me. I'll never claim to be the best player on my team, but I usually see the court well, and I see people's weaknesses and I see their strengths really well. But what I do is I build encouragement usually in people, and I keep the team together is what I'm good at. Is that I don't let anybody feel like they're the weak link, and I don't let anybody run the show. And usually what a team is, I'll be playing a team that's definitely a better team than me, but I will pull us together as a team and I will move us around in a strategic way that plays on everybody's strengths. What's going to work best for our team is what's going to work best for everyone individually. So I will put everybody where they need to be according to what we need as a team. And I'm going to play off our strengths and I'm going to minimize our weaknesses. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that other team and I am going to pick apart their weakness until they beat themselves. And that's how that game is won. It's a strategic game. And I love that dynamic, and I get my team excited. When someone does something good, I'm like, yeah, that was awesome. Especially someone who was maybe feeling a little bit weaker or nervous. When they got a good hit, I'm like, man, that was awesome. And usually I'll encourage the other teammates, like, man, didn't they do such a good job? That was such a good hit. And you know what they start to do is they get confident. And then all of a sudden, where they were struggling, they're not struggling anymore. They're doing well. And the same way that I learned that a good hit comes from a good pass. And a good pass becomes a good set, and a good set becomes a good hit. And each person has an important role to do, and you can't look at any one person and be like, well, it's your fault. The passing's wrong. And it's like, no. Or, it's like, no, you need to set the ball better. You need to get it here. But actually, what we need to take ownership is for our own spot and saying, hey, that's my bad. I can get that. And as a hitter, when I'm even up, I'm 5'4". It does not matter. I still have to be able to get that ball over the net. That might mean I need to be more, cunning. I might need to mislead that team. I'm going to pretend like I'm going to drill that ball into their block, and then I'll nick it over the top of their hands. Or, whatever else is that. It's still my responsibility to get that ball over the net. It's not the setter's job. It's not the passer's job. It's my thing. So I start there. And then that setter, it's their job to try and get me the best they can, but it's still my job to get it over. But then as a setter, when I'm setting, I still think even if it's a bad pass, I need to make that ball up and playable. At least some way I need to make it so that it's in play. So no matter what, where you're at on the court, you're either encouraging, you're either bettering that ball, but you always take the blame. You don't ever let your team take that blame. And you take it for yourself like, "Hey, we got this. I messed up, we're cool." And this ownership is very neat, and this team dynamic that's going on there. And it's more complex because it's showing how each of us were brought up or who we are. And teaching people, I loved watching people and coaching people, is that I've started picking up people that I know could be good because I saw their heart for wanting to learn. And I would work with them, and then I'd turn them loose into A players, and they're above and beyond my skill level now. But what's really cool and what I'm proud to know is I helped get them there, is that I do not pick the very best person and say, "You're playing with me." Instead, I look for the people who just need a little help, that need a little encouragement, or are willing to learn. And I'll work with those people and I'll say, "If you want to get good, you see these people, once you start working with me, they'll pick you up." And every time I have done that, that I found somebody's hard work and I polished them up, and then that good player's like, "Oh, well, now that they're taught, I'm going to go pick them up." And yes, sometimes that's hard for me because, I will see these people. Sorry, we taped off this window because we're going to be painting it. So that if you're wondering what the blue is, that's what it is. Trying to find a better way. There's a harsh glare here. So with these people and these teammates, it's important for me to teach them. And at first, I was upset that then they don't play with me anymore. And it's like, I'm the one who taught you this. But it's okay. That's a part of this learning and progression, and still knowing that I did what I was supposed to do. And that I built enough strength into them that they think they belong on those upper courts with those better people. And so it's really cool. And you know what's neat, when I every now and then when I'm around these people in volleyball, and why that's my place, is eventually one of them will come to me like, "You know what? The reason I got here is like you were the one who taught me how to block. I'm here because you're the one who picked me up at the YMCA and, really started working with me." And even a couple of the guys that I play with just call me coach now. And I'm like, I am not the coach. Because in Washington, there are a million amazing volleyball players. And for some reason, I get like nicknamed coach, but a coach isn't because you're good and you're yelling at your team or you're perfect in what you do. Sometimes coach is just someone you want to follow. That's actually me being a natural leader. So how do we get back to this? How do we get to this team dynamic that in your team, in your household, you are a team? And not picking apart people or belittling everything that they do. Moms, when you get home, don't pick your kids apart, but be willing to learn their position. You want to know how a hitter learns to respect their setter? Make them set. You know how a setter starts to respect their passers? Make them pass. Make them see how hard it is. And doing those role reversals and picking something new. So as a family, if you want to grow that love, start doing things new together with your spouse, with your child. Now, as we know, there are definitely poor sports on a team. And there are definitely people who want to run the show and always see themselves as that top player. And what do you know with those people is they peak out and they don't get any better because they've already believed that they're the best. And so there are those people in our families, and there are some people that you just can't make them feel important no matter what. And sometimes you have to let those people go, and it's really hard. But where you can start doing this is each person needs to pick something that's important in their life, and everybody's job is to go be open and learning that. My stepdad is my dad to me, and what's happened since I've been here is I've just been looking to do new things and to grow in Christ and be grown again by things. Is that my dad was a woodshop teacher, but when I was younger, I was so busy with sports I didn't really get to learn it. So I've gotten to pick up a lathe and stuff like that, that now I respect my dad's job more. I understand it. I'm close to him, and he has a soft spot for me compared to all the other kids because I wanted to get into his world. I wanted to know what made him tick, what was so cool about wood, and letting him show me, how the grains of the wood, why this is good wood, what's the difference in it, is this a thicker or a denser wood, why are we using this, why is this considered a good quality, and asking questions. And it was something he was good at, and it allowed me to connect with him. With my mom, it's working out. So I get to go work out with my mom, and we go around and we go do these kinds of things together. And, I don't really prefer racquetball, but my mom loves it. And going and playing with her and letting her teach me is that we're having fun together. That's how you can rebuild those dynamics. If you're not connecting with your husband, go find either something new together or go get connected. Go into the garage with him. Let him teach you how to use a wrench or something cool on a car. And then, husbands, if you want to learn something, go learn how to pick up something from your wife. Don't tell her how to do it, but go learn how to properly clean the bathroom or fold the towels or how to clean this up or what to do with the kids, or maybe she enjoys running or working out or eating healthy. Go learn that. Go figure it out. And parents, go spend time with your kids. Are they good at drawing? Are they good at football, basketball? Go get interested in what they're good at and find out why. And go do new things together as a family. Go experience. I think that's the reason why we have this drive for adventure, and it's not feeling fulfilling to us anymore. And it's the adventures that we should be learning together and growing into ourselves and growing closer together as a team. That each person has a very important spot, and you are needed. You are wanted on that team. And that's where these dynamics in like football in America is so strong. That I think that's America, is that we see that diversity, but we see this strength in being a team.